Vaibhav this side, and in this video I want to talk to you about access potential and why it is important for you to understand it in order to manifest your goals in your life. I want you to stick to the very end of this video because I will be sharing with you two keys to overcome that, and if you are struggling right now to achieve your goals, access potential might be the biggest reason behind that. So in this video, I want to talk to you about access potential and how it can move you further and further away from your goals or anything that you want in your life. So first of all, let's understand what access potential is. So this is a concept from a book called Reality Transurfing, written by Russian quantum physicist Vadim Zeland. And this book is like Gita of manifestation, where Vadim has presented the quantum model of understanding the reality and the events that occurs in it. So concept really says that whenever you attribute too much meaning onto something, when your thought energy is focused too much onto something, this creates what's known as access potential. So access potential is created when you put too much importance onto something. Even many different researchers has confirmed that when you think something and if few wires are hooked between your heads, electrical impulses can be measured. So your thoughts are definitely a form of energy. Whenever you attach excess meaning to something and you make something too important and this importance is disproportionate compared to other things in your life, that is when the access potential is created. Now, nature is a perfect balance system and everything in nature strives toward balance. So to give an example, whenever there is a difference in atmospheric pressure between two areas, wind flows from high pressure area to the low pressure area to balance this pressure difference out. Or when you have very hot food on your plate, it continuously transfers its heat to the surrounding so that it can go back to the normal room temperature. To give you another example, when I put this marker up here, what I am doing is I am raising the gravitational potential energy of this marker. So this marker has now gained gravitational potential energy, and when I leave it, it wants to go down so that this gravitational potential energy can be released and it can go to the ground. That is at its balanced state. Okay. In the very same way, whenever you generate this excess potential through your thought energy, nature sends the balanced forces to correct this imbalance, because this excess potential creates an instability in the field of the universe. Okay. So to balance the excess potential, nature always sends the balanced forces. Whenever there is excess potential of any energy form, balanced forces emerge to correct this imbalance. So now when we understood the excess potential, let's understand what to do about it. Well, it's very important for you in your life to create balance between all the areas of your life. If you attach too much meaning to, let's suppose, to your goals or your job or money, or you attach too much meaning to a particular person in your life, nature will send these balance forces to correct this imbalance. If you don't create your own balance, nature will take things in its own hand, and more often or not, you are not going to like it. Understand that nature always take the path of least resistance. It always take a path which consumes minimum energy. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's take an example. Let's say you have a job interview and you really need this job. You need it real bad. And you are fearful of what would happen if you don't get this job. And you are attributing too much importance to it. And all your thought energy is just concentrated on getting this job. And you have this fear of not getting it, and because of this you have raised the excess potential toward getting this job. Now nature has two options here to reduce this importance of fear back to the normal. Option 1, it can give you that job, or second option is that it can fail you in that job interview. In both the cases, importance of you getting this job will be neutralized. Now in option 1, nature has to align everything perfectly for you. The interviewer has to be friendly. All the questions he may ask you, you should know the answers. Interviewer has to be highly impressed by you. Salary that you may ask should be given to you. So in this option, nature has to align everything perfectly for you so that you get this job. And this perfect alignment consumes lots of energy. So nature will take the path of least resistance, path which spends less of the energy and simply fail you in the interview. That is the second option, and you may not get the job, and hence importance is reduced back to the normal. So this excess potential is generated by low level of feeling. So feeling like fear, dissatisfaction, feeling of superiority and inferiority, and feeling of guilt. So all these feelings are contracting feelings. They are low vibration feelings. These are energy consuming feeling. So to identify these feelings, anytime you feel heaviness in your solar plexus areas, or anytime you are feeling a conflict within yourself, feeling of dis-ease, then understand these feelings are raising the excess potential. On the other hand, expansive feeling do not create excess potential. So feeling of unconditional love, feeling of happiness, feeling of joy, feeling of acceptance, feeling of gratitude, these are all considered as high vibration feeling, and they do not generate excess potential. If you really want to understand it even deeper, job of these balanced forces are nothing but to shift you from this contracting feeling to this expanding feeling. Okay, so job is to shift you from this contracting feeling to this expanding feeling. So in our previous example of job interview, as you have raised the excess potential because of fear of not getting the job, nature has failed you in that interview so that you can come back to the feeling of acceptance of your current situation. Or let's say you want to manifest a particular person as your girlfriend or boyfriend in your life, and you are dissatisfied with your life right now for not having that particular person, and this dissatisfaction is creating this excess potential. What nature will do, it will take that particular person further and further away from you so that you can learn the lesson of unconditional love, and you can realize that you already have so much in your life: love of your parents, love of your friends, love of your relative. Or let's say you are very cocky for your own qualities and you feel that you are superior to everyone else around you. What nature will do, it will do something to slap you on your face so that you can be more humble and kind toward the others. So as we have seen in all these examples, balance forces emerges to take you from these low feelings to this higher level of feelings. So now I want to share with you two keys that will help you to reduce this excess potential. Now key number 1, whenever you feel like you are putting too much meaning onto something, just let the feeling be there and shift your focus. So as in our example, when you are preparing for interview and you are having this feeling of getting rejected, this fear of getting rejected, simply let this feeling of fear be there and shift your focus what needs to be done. Study for the interview and prepare your resume and do all the necessary things that are required, and leave the attachment to the result. What you shouldn't do is that you shouldn't resist the feeling of fear and then shift your focus, because if you will resist it, it means you are actually giving it attention. Whatever we resist persist. So don't try to fight this feeling of fear when this feeling arises. Don't be like, oh no, I am feeling fear of rejection, I shouldn't feel this way, and this will raise the excess potential, and then you start fighting the feeling. This may raise the excess potential itself. When you do that, you are caught up into this negative feedback loop. And what this negative feedback loop essentially means is that when you have this fear and this feeling of resistance, then you have another negative thought of feeling this resistance, and then another negative thought of having a negative thought of this feeling of resistance. So you get caught up into this negative feedback loop. You will be stuck in this negative feedback loop of hell. So don't resist this feeling, simply let it be and shift your focus on things that need to be done and leave everything into the hand of your reality. Key number 2, whenever you are feeling that you are having this feeling of fear, or you are attributing too much importance to something, just for few moments imagine the worst case scenario and be okay with that. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, in our example, let's imagine that if you don't get this job, it's not the end of the world for you. Because we are so much attached to the outcome, we cannot see the longer term. Say to yourself, if I don't get this job, my life would be okay. Whatever happened, it will happen for good. My reality always takes care of me. If what I desire, I don't get it in the longer term, it is for my own benefit. If you look at your life right now, in the past, if something hasn't gone your way, you will realize that it was for your own good. If Abdul Kalam do have got this job of pilot, he wouldn't be able to become the president of the India. If Mahendra Singh Dhoni would have been settled in this job of railway, he would have never been able to become the captain of Indian cricket team. If Jack Ma has gotten the job in the McDonald, he wouldn't be able to create the Alibaba and take it to the success the company has today. So imagine that even if you don't get what you want, your life will take care of you and you would be okay in the longer term. And just by this realization, you will feel that this excess importance will start to vanish and you will be able to move with more intention without the attachment. With that, I am concluding this video. I hope this has been useful to you. I will see you guys in the next video, and until then, may peace be upon you.